You already know what it feels like. That moment when you're in the middle of a conversation and something goes wrong, you can feel it happening in real time. The other person starts pulling away. Their eyes shift, the energy changes. And you're standing there thinking, what just happened? What did I say? Why does this keep happening to me? That feeling is not weakness. That feeling is not failure. That feeling is actually the beginning of something powerful, because it means you care. It means you want more from your relationships, your conversations, your connections. And that's exactly why you're here right now. Here's what most people never figure out. Communication is not about talking more. It's not about being louder, wittier, or more confident on the surface. The people who change every room they walk into, the people whose words seem to land differently, who make others feel seen and understood without even trying, they're doing something specific, something learnable. And today, that's exactly what we're going to break down together. But before we go deep, I want to be honest with you about something. If you're someone who genuinely wants to transform the way you connect with people, we have related programs linked down in the video description that take everything we talk about here and go several levels deeper. Real people are using those right now to completely rewire the way they show up in conversations. Don't wait until later to check them out. The people who act fast are the ones who actually change. Most people will watch this video, feel inspired for an hour, and then go right back to the same patterns. Don't be that person. Now let's talk about what's really happening in your conversations. Think about the last time you felt completely misunderstood, not just a little bit, completely. You were trying to explain something important to you, something that mattered, and the person in front of you just didn't get it. Maybe they interrupted you. Maybe they gave advice when you just needed them to listen. Maybe they changed the subject entirely, and you felt this quiet, painful shrinking inside, like your words didn't deserve space, like you didn't deserve to be heard. That pain is real. Millions of people carry it silently every single day. Now flip it. Think about the last time you felt the opposite. Someone looked you in the eyes and actually listened. Not fake listening, where they're just waiting for their turn to speak. Real listening, where you could feel them tracking every word, where their response made you feel like they had been living inside your experience. That feeling, that warmth, that sense of being truly understood. That's what great communication creates. And it's available to you in every conversation you have from this point forward. Here's the first shift that changes everything. Most people listen to respond. The best communicators listen to understand. There is a massive difference. When you listen to respond, your brain is already halfway somewhere else. You're building your next sentence while the other person is still finishing theirs. You catch about 40% of what they actually say. You miss the emotion underneath the words. You miss the real message. And then you say something that feels slightly off to them, even if they can't explain why. When you listen to understand, something different happens. You slow down. You let silence exist without panicking. You start hearing what people mean, not just what they say. And when you respond from that place, people feel it. They lean in. They open up. The conversation deepens in ways that almost feel magical. The research is clear on this. People rate their communication partners as more intelligent, more trustworthy, and more attractive when they feel deeply heard. You don't need to say more. You need to receive more. Here's the next shift. Your body speaks before your mouth does. Studies show that over 60% of what we communicate has nothing to do with our words. It's in our posture, our eye contact, our facial expressions, the way we hold our hands, the direction our feet are pointing. Most people have no awareness of this. They're sending signals they don't even know they're sending. Closed-off body language, distracted eyes, tension in the jaw. All of it is being read by the other person subconsciously. And it shapes how they feel about the conversation long before a single word becomes memorable. The fix is simple but powerful. Get present before you engage. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Make soft, steady eye contact. Uncross your arms. Face your body toward the person. These are small physical adjustments that create enormous emotional impact. People will feel safer with you. They'll trust you faster. They'll open up deeper. Here's something nobody talks about that will immediately change your conversations. Ask better questions, not more questions. Better ones. Most people ask surface questions and get surface answers. They ask closed questions that get one-word responses. They ask questions that are really just disguised opinions. The most magnetic conversationalists ask open questions that invite exploration. They ask questions that show genuine curiosity, not to be polite, not to fill silence, but because they actually want to know. And people feel the difference instantly. When you ask a question that makes someone stop and think, that makes them say, nobody's ever asked me that before, you have just created a moment of genuine human connection. Those moments are rare, and the person who creates them becomes unforgettable. Here's the third shift that most people never make. Validate before you respond. Before you offer advice, before you share your opinion, before you try to solve anything, validate. Say something that lets the other person know you understand how they feel. Not that you agree necessarily, just that you understand. 2 words can do this. That's hard. Or 3 words. That makes sense. Or simply, I hear you. Validation is not weakness. It's not just being nice. Validation is the highest form of emotional intelligence in conversation. When people feel validated, their nervous system settles, their defenses drop. They become genuinely open to what you say next. Without validation, even the best advice falls flat because the emotional door is still closed. Think about the conversations that have broken your heart. A relationship that crumbled because of miscommunication. A friendship that drifted because neither person knew how to say the right thing at the right moment. A job opportunity lost because you froze in an interview. A moment with someone you love where you needed to say something meaningful and the words just wouldn't come out right. Those moments cost us. In relationships, in careers, in self-worth. People who communicate powerfully earn more, connect deeper, and feel more fulfilled. That's not an opinion. That's documented across decades of psychology research. Here is what people who master this skill actually experience. Their relationships become richer. Conflicts become shorter. Misunderstandings nearly disappear. People around them feel genuinely seen and valued. They walk into rooms and the energy shifts, not because they're performing, but because they're present. They stop losing opportunities to silence, to nerves, to not knowing what to say. They start showing up as the person they always knew they were inside. That is what's available on the other side of this. Every conversation is a choice. Every interaction is an opportunity to connect more deeply or to miss each other entirely. The skills we've talked about today are not complicated. They're not reserved for naturally charismatic people. They are learnable. They are practicable. And with the right focused effort, they become automatic. The people who truly transform their communication don't just watch videos about it. They go deeper. They apply structured practice. They get real feedback. They work on the patterns that are hardest to see on your own. If that's the kind of transformation you want, the programs we've linked in the video description were built for exactly that. Most people will close this video, feel good for a while, and then let life pull them back into the same old patterns. Their conversations won't change. Their relationships won't grow. Nothing will shift because inspiration without action is just entertainment. But if you're different, if you already know deep down that how you communicate is directly connected to the quality of your life, if you're done with conversations that leave you feeling drained, disconnected, or misunderstood, then go to the description right now before this moment passes. Check out what we've built for you there. This is the exact kind of decision that separates people who talk about changing from people who actually do.